ready to stand.
President Bola Tinubu, the son of the former Kaduna State Governor El-Rufai.
Yes, and it's a welcome development, and I want to say you could see how the father and children are going different way in political space of the country now. I think it's a welcome development because he knew the strength of the president. He knew how far the president can go. So he doesn't want to just play his card on uncertainty, which is the coalition. So
Of his father?
Of his father, yes. It may be an agenda of his father likewise. Nobody even know. You cannot even say. Because El-Rufai himself may be carrying out an agenda on, okay, let us hide under this coalition for me to even sneak myself back into the limelight of the APC that have already ousted me out of the party. So to me, I think it's a welcome development for the El-Rufai son to go astray away from his father's and the gang. His father and the gang with the coalition they are setting up. And I can tell you, the coalition will be killed on ground. It will be diminished before they even, embark on it fully.
Yeah, Mr. Vincent, why is he supporting President Bola Tinubu when his father has rejected the party APC?
You see, this is not the first time we are saying this. I think if I should take you down memory lane, you will see that you will recall that during the time of the MPN days, you have two brothers, Wahab Dosumu, doing the biddings of the MPN, and the other one, the other Dosumu, I've forgotten the first name now, doing that one of the UPN. And I think they are both individuals and they have a right of choice. I don't see any big deal in that. As long as, in this climb, we all see all forms of drama. Let us wait, because it's too early for me to say a definitive word concerning this, because that is not what I should be bothering myself with now. I should be bothering myself with what governance is going to be for the collective good of this country.
All right, Mr. Kunle, don't you think by doing this, by making this move, he'll be betraying his father's political stance? And why the division in the first place?
The division can come when the guy has realized that there's a lot of work being done under this administration of the president. And likewise too, you see, one thing is these people are not selling their achievement out. That's one thing. I was glued to the TV yesterday. Can you remember? Can you believe that even Delta Steel is coming up any moment from now, still rolling. All the steel, they are about to embark on all the steel. Ajakuta Steel will come on board any moment from now. And I'm telling you this categorically because it's what I watched when they with the Delta Steel, that it has already been concession to the the foreigners that will take over that place. And that is all what we need for this country, because if we can get all our manufacturing our infrastructure, if we can get it back on track, I think we are good to go. The country we have, the feelings of being one of the, working country, not the way we are now that everybody is just, this language is hunger. It's so disastrous for us as a giant of Africa that we cannot get their bearings right. And those are the things, we abandon all the infrastructure that we're supposed to bring on board that will help us, that will lift the suffering we are having, that will lift it up. Imagine if you have anything not to do with power problem, the country will be more better off. But when there's power issues that the successive governments of President Obasanjo have not been able to solve up till now, how do you expect a country to grow? How do you expect the citizen to even have the feelings of good governance? Because those are the things that can really snowball into good governance. I don't need to start looking for job. If there's light, as a barber, I can create a barbing shop for myself. I don't need to looking for job. I can create some micro business for myself, not even looking at government to create. And that is how it is all over the world. all over the countries that are making success. But how is Nigeria? Why Nigeria own is so different? That the process that will make the citizen to be productive is not there, and they are not even, they don't deem it fit to get all those things get ready for the youth. We are not lazy. Youth are not lazy. Just give them the tools they work with and make the environment suitable for them, and the basic amenities, present it to them, and you see how hardworking Nigerian youth are.
All right, I'll be taking all comments this morning. It is the weekend edition of the program. Like I do say, it's our culture. It's our tradition to always appreciate our viewers, on Saturdays. Now, quickly to the comment section, we have somebody saying, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Kunle's son is supporting Peter Obi. That's the way Rufai's son is backing President Bola Tinubu. But this is coming from Adijo Elonge.
Yeah. I always like that. That banter, at least at times when it comes, I always like it the way it comes. Like this one now, Elonge, that's so be it now. You can see son has disowned his father, that he has to align with the president. I think that's the first time I ever see the son disowning his father.
Yeah, and on the Obi's matter, there's an impression you wanted to correct. That was a few days ago, which you forgot.
Okay.
You were always talking about the stock exchange, Obi being the chairman of stock exchange or something like that. But later, you are not on the program. That day, you left.
Yes.
Tried to make a research.
Yes.
We realized that it was the chairman. He was served as chairman as Security Exchange Commission,
which
under former President Goodluck Ebele.
Which stock exchange is under his So I think he did not spend more time on that throne. Actually, I think I had to retract that because he didn't spend more time on it. But what's just paying me and what is still paining me now, a lot of Nigerians became impoverished with this share issues we have then. I think Mr. Gregory may not know about how these manipulators came to be to, squander all our share certificates that we are not even, we are just crying out now for us, and they are telling us they are sending us to to go and verify all our before we can start recouping our share certificate back.
All
but
right.
It's so disastering. Yeah.
All right. Under
Disastering.
Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, he served as chairman of Securities and Exchange Commission. That's SEC.
Let me just add to that.
Okay.
You see, it was Mr. Ugeze Chima that brought this to the notice when Kunle was making his, giving his take on though it was a mistake that was corrected after he has left. Gregory Obi was the chairman of SEC during the tail end of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. I think that one has been put paid to, and the error admitted, or rather the mistake admitted and corrected. We should, there's no basis to continue to dwell on one mistake for too long a time when it has already been corrected.
Likewise, they are one family, right? Actually, they are one family. Also, they are one family.
So when a mistake has been corrected, there's no need of bringing it back again. Nobody's above mistake. It's a slip of tongue.
Mr. Odeze should trend softly, right?
That's okay.
Nobody wants the monopoly of the city stand, So please, respect the audience and respect the handball, right?
All right. Thank you. Where are you living? Yeah, we still have more topics to discuss here. All right, the comment section again, and Nathaniel Abu, only stop this. Where is PH Refinery and others for 2 years now? That's about the achievement of President Bola Tinubu.
Okay, thank you very much. Prior to Obasanjo time, they were managing a decay refinery that can never work. And Obasanjo did one thing with his wisdom. He packaged the refinery and gave it to Otedola and Dangote, that maybe they should go and spend all their billions that they have in hand to waste it on it. But what happened? The Cheru Yaradua, may so rest in peace, collected those refinery back and that is where we are today. Your refinery is an archaic. All the infrastructure there is archaic. It cannot work. That is why you see some of the refinery that are coming up, and that's the latest I'm telling you now. That is why you see some new refinery coming up, individual refinery of the Ishakurabil, which was being planted in Akwa Ibom, and you have the Dangote refinery. More will still come on board. But when you're expecting Nigerian refinery to work easily like that, you have to start from Mr. Obasanjo, President Obasanjo, Jonathan, and to explain how come we have a decay infrastructure when they were in government, up to the president himself. Now, what is he doing to resuscitate the infrastructure?
All right, straight to Andrew Ogunjimi, all the way from UK. Only don't start Ajaokuta matter like you did for refinery. And we have Nathaniel Abu also supporting Andrew Ogunjimi on this, saying that Ajaokuta cannot work under Tinubu and APC government.
Okay. They have concession. Okay. They have sorry, sir. They have concession the Delta Steel, in which I watched yesterday. And one thing is, if you are doing concessioning, right, exempt this Nigerian cabal out of it. Give it to the foreigners that know in and out of all this. But when you give it to Nigerians, first of all, that money they're supposed to invest on that concession, they will first of all share it among the state actors within the department, within the I mean, so that is why they have concession now, in which I just told you earlier on, is Delta Steel. From Delta Steel, they will go to Ajaokuta now. Everybody is praying for Nigerians to be productive, not consuming the nation. We need to be productive. And that is why I always cry out loud that Ajaokuta can provide job for majority of the citizens of this country, and it can bring succumb to the hardship we are facing now. That is my own stake on that.
All right, the coalition of united political parties. Okay, you wanted to say buttress what you want to say? Sorry.
What I really wanted to say as regard the petroleum sector. Before now, we were being informed that Port Harcourt refinery has started working, Warri refinery has started working, but after a short while, we heard that there was some kind of operational default arising from those ends. And I keep wondering, if you say this thing has started working, then you gave us hope that things will continue to run and there will be uninterrupted petroleum supply to the nation. At the time, there was a time they were even having problem with Dangote picking up refinery crude from the source, and all kind of policies somersault arising from that. Then in a nation, for crying out loud, this resource is a natural endowment that God has given to us. Why is it so difficult to access? Why is it difficult for us to access? That is my problem. That is my pain. As a Nigerian, I believe that whosoever is closer to the well of water should be the one to take out of it first. Why is it that it's becoming very, 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 very cumbersome and very, very difficult for us to even draw what God has given us freely without any hindrance or inhibition? That has always been my take. But when you look at the entire organogram of our society, is a bit, we have a lot of lacuna here and there, and things are not really working the way they ought to. And what is wrong with that? Because the so-called professionals, they can see how all these things works in other clients. Why is it that they've been there, they've traveled for seminar, they've traveled for training, they've traveled for workshops, but when it comes to replicate it here, it becomes a bane. Then you continue to wonder, why have we gotten ourselves into this mess? How can we improve on this? How can we come out of this quagmire that the nation has been pocketed? And you begin to wonder, what is wrong with our so-called operators, the administrators, the policy makers? Are they living in the moon? Are they not in this reality world? Then it is a pain, and it pains me. But I hope that the president is listening and his cabinet, that they should do the needful. Nigerians are crying. They want to see that any policy that is, that they want to shun for the collective good of the masses should have a human face. and it should trickle down to the last person. That is how policy works. And without that, if you continue to say something, you mouth it, you don't work it. Because whenever you say something, you have to work what you say, so that it can have a kind of an overbearing effect on our collective good.
See why it cannot work? Sorry, my brother. Majority of these stakeholders, right? They have their own refinery outside the country, you know. And one thing, can they borrow leave from Saudi Aramco? Saudi Aramco is a government-owned refinery, and you've never seen them wanting that they lack petroleum resources for one day. And but our own, we can replicate what Saudi is doing, but the corruption that we have been back on will not allow that, because majority of them, in which they are still piling up the names of those people. Some have been in South Tome, just tiny country there. They have refinery there. So why would they want? Why would they? Do you think they would want our refinery to work? That is why that refinery became, I mean, desolate up till now, because they are enjoying the refinery they have personally outside the country, and that's a secret information that is just being leaked out.
All right, thank you so much, gentlemen. On the endorsement of President Bola Tinubu, the coalition of United Political Party (CUPP) has criticized the endorsement of the president, saying that it's too early. And looking at it, the members of National Assembly endorsed President Bola Tinubu a few days ago. The governors of APC also endorsed him. Even as we speak, Governor Eno of Akwa Ibom has told his appointees that if you don't defect with me, it's better you resign. So, are the APC governors or stakeholders afraid of losing power or what?
You see, you can see the frenetic effort with which the APC eggs are taking this matter. They are not taking it lying low, in the sense that they feel that they are being endangered now, because with this scenario that is being played out now, they are not even, they are afraid. The confidence nature or state of the party eggs is now waning, and they don't want to just lose sleep over it, because they now feel threatened. Because how can you threaten somebody when you say you are in a democracy? It amounts to bullying. How can you say because I am going, you must, my sister must follow me in that? Then why the frenetic effort? Why are they afraid? Why are they afraid? Because if you have done well, let your scorecard speak for you. And you don't need to drag somebody, you don't need to coerce somebody to follow you through your lane. I want to believe that I don't know what they are hiding. I don't know what they are afraid of. I believe that if they have done well, you don't need to coerce or bully anybody to follow you to where you are going.
All right, Mr. Kule, what can you say about the statement by Governor Eno of Akwa Ibom? Say, is it right for a governor to force his appointees to follow him to another party? Is this not political bullying? Is this what democracy is all about? What do you have to say, sir?
Oh, Mike.
Don't they have the right?
I say they have the right, but at the same time, much is given, much is expected. I can tell you, Governor Eno, I've seen a lot of goodies that was coming from the presidency into the Akwa Ibom. They are the one enjoying the Lagos coastal line that will go region to Akwa Ibom. So when all those benefits are coming to them, my brother, if I were him, I would do the same, because the largest that is coming is bringing development into my state. And I think Akwa Ibom has never had it so good like this before, and they've never had it so good under the presidency of Bola Tinubu. So he doesn't want to be an ingrate. To me, I've not seen anything wrong that he has done now. He doesn't want to be an ingrate, because much is given to them, and he wants to appreciate the president with his votes. An average Akwa Ibom man should know that the privilege they are having through the presidency now, they need to thank him very well. And so be the southeast too. I have to go back there too. what they have been denied of, a lot of erosion that has been going on. The presidency have shifted to that area for them to get those erosion done, and the states, the balancing of the states, nevertheless, is still in the house for them to deliberate on. But I think it's a done deal already, because they have been shortchanged for a while, and that is what they can call a president that wants to take care of the inequity in the country. So those are the things I see in the man. It's not all about the abusive. I see it from the non-state actors. So when somebody is doing good, you have to praise him, and when he's doing bad, you have to call him out. That's my own stake. So I don't hate people, and I at times I dislike people, and I will tell them the reason why I dislike you. So I don't keep malice into my, I'll say it the way it is. So that's who I am. So for the PDP not to prepare their bed well and created the lacuna for the APC to come in and occupy their space. So I really felt sorry for what's it called, but a lot of their governors are doing well. Like this man in Osun now, Adeleke, is doing a great work, great wonderful work. He's PDP, but I give it to him. The APC in that state have not done one quarter of what Adeleke is doing there now. He has turned that place to Atlanta, meaning Atlanta, Georgia, where he comes from. Lightning everywhere. Talk of infrastructure. I give it to him. Anytime I see him, I throw my, I doff my hat for him. And those are the people that we expect. Those are the things that we expect. Or that either you're APC governor, go and see what Adeleke is doing and replicate it into your different states.
You see, any kind of force or coercion is antithetical to what democracy stands for. I do not subscribe to that notion that you have to force me to toe your line. You have to force me to toe your line, and it is very, very wrong. You have to tell me to toe your line, because when you look at life itself, when you see about life itself, God gave us life to be able to determine what is good and from what is bad. In a situation where a governor says that telling his member of cabinet that if you don't follow where I follow, then you better resign, or this thing, I think it amounts to coercion. It is not acceptable in a democratic setting, and it's again what democratic ethos stands for. I want to say that Governor Eto should recede from that kind of line of action, and is antithetical to what democracy stands for. I want to believe that he should rethink that one day they will still call him to question him why he took that line.
All right, let's move from here to the southeast, where the National Security Advisor, Nuru Ibadu, has said that the sit-at-home order is losing grip. He stated this at the recent summit that was held in Abuja. That was the APC mega summit. His sit-at-home order in South is really losing grip.
Yes, to some extent. You see, when it started, the fervor with which that thing was embraced is already winning down. Because when you check about the economy activities of that region, now they also have a fair share of terrorism challenges arising from headers and whatever name that they are being called. And when you look at that, and again, there are many bodies claiming that they are trying to secure lives and property in that region. And at times, you don't know who is who. You don't know which emblem they are coming from. At times, some people will say they are Eastern Security Network. Some will say they are IPOB. Some will say they are MASOP. All sorts of division in their security setup in that area. Then you really cannot tell which one is even doing the bidding for the collective good of the people in that region. But what I want to say is that even though it's going, because my own take is this: as long as there's nothing wrong with sit at home, if it's not going to take much longer than it ought to. But if you sit at home, the objective must be clearly stated, and the objective must be followed hook, line, and sinker by the people that believe in that sit at home for the achievement that sit at home will achieve in the end. But one thing I want to say here is that though it's waning down, because you check about the economic activity, You take care about mobility of people. What are people that are that are sick that ought to be taken to the hospital? When you say there's no movement, you cannot see any movement anywhere. And some people we've had series of cases where some people were being killed when they were going when that thing was given. But apparently, maybe the information information apparatus did not get to those people. That's why they still embark on their journey, because all this needless loss of life wouldn't have happened if everything has been in order. That is my take.
All right, Mr. Kule, if some people are still, or some regions in the southeast are still keeping to this sit-at-home order, does it mean that the government doesn't have control over these regions?
That is what the non-state actors.
So, heard what Nuribadu said.
Yes.
That the sit-at-home order is losing grip in the southeast.
Yeah, it's winding down.
Is it true that it's losing grip?
Yes, it's losing grip because a lot of them have come to reality that that's sitting at home. They are just using it to waste their money and to, lose a lot of resources, lose income. And you could see in Lagos, I was even expected them to extend it to Lagos and see how much they will be losing there. That sit at home is nothing for rubbish to me, because what are you sitting at home for? The person you are fighting for, what you ought to be doing is to bring a block of people that will support Nnamdi Kanu in his trials. It's not when you sit at home, you are sitting at home for hunger. You are putting some people impoverished, and you say you are sitting at home. When you sit at home, I remember there was some children they were deprived of their education. What's it called? WAEC then, is that one good? Are you retrogressing or you are progressing? And that's one thing I want to say about that sit at home. And that sit at home is as well some people, some charlatan within that region, they came up under the sit at home and started creating their own criminal zone that in which they kidnapping, they doing all sort of things over there in that region.
You started this while talking about some of the achievements of President Bola Tinubu, especially in insecurity, insecurity sector. Would you say he has performed well?
Yeah, I think to me now he has called all those state actors. I'm talking of the military.
If he's talking about the southeast, what about the northeast and others?
You see, the northeast, I think is a calculated agenda for. I tell you, and I think I still have to repeat it. I've been witnessing this killing since I gave birth to my first daughter.
Has he been able to achieve anything? I'm talking about President Bola Tinubu.
No, he cannot.
If Nuribadu is stating the achievements of the administration.
Yes, it can only. No, that's why I said Mr. Nuribadu good a lot. You are talking about the southeast.
What about the Boko Haram? And the bandits,
you see, the
Fulani headsmen.
They all know the solution to the south, to the north issues. They know the north central issue. They know the solution. And the solution is, how come somebody, same man that just wake up without even calling out Nigerians that this is the agenda, and you went to OIC to go and listed, you went on listing Nigerian as organization in the organization of Islamic country in which we have not to be, and those are the lacuna, those Fulanis, they are capturing horn, and just now is a dominant Christian country. And part of the just now, somebody, same person I'm talking of, created a local government close to Jos North. And when you see Jos North, it's as if you are in Hollywood or you are in paradise. But look at all those places where they created for them, for the Fulanis. It's like a junkie. And so, I mean, there will be enviness within the two, so anytime there's festive mode, they have to kill. They have to start that they're killing. And then, thank God these people are waking up now, the North Central. That alliance they've been having is not a productive alliance. It was just a serial killing alliance they're having with the North. So, I mean, the solution is there, but the people that can, they should call our past military head of states that created these issues.
Now, if he's talking about taming the activities of the indigenous people of Biafra, that's IPOB in the southeast as an achievement. He's talking about suppressing the activities as an achievement. What about what happens to other terror groups like bandits, Boko Haram, Fulani Elders, ISWAP? Why is it that the federal government of Nigeria treats IPOB harshly than other violent groups?
You see, other violent groups, they tell us that they are not seen. They operate in obscene manner. And when you look at IPOB, why is IPOB case different from other ones? IPOB is known. There is a structure. It's traceable. Then can you trace Lakurawa? You can't trace them. You can't trace Boko Haram. You can't trace ISWAP. Even ISWAP live at the time. His adherents of his movement even block the passage of the former chief of army staff. You knew what really happened there. But when you look at some other things, you continue to wonder that what is only Eastern region, is it the only place that the president has to superintend? Then you begin to wonder, Nigeria is holistic. If whatever is good for the goose should also be good for the gander. And I want to believe that we should stop playing politics with our lives. The people in the corridors of ours should stop playing politics with their lives. Who are those facilitators? Who gave them name? And so this one is ISWAP, this one is Lakurawa, this one is this thing. Who are those facilitators? Are they living in the moon? Why can't they be fetched? Why can't they be apprehended and ask questions? How? What is their objectives? What is their aim? What do they really want? So that we can begin from there. What is wrong with our security setting? What is wrong with our security training? For how long are we continue to mount this without taking a proactive step in nipping these challenges in the bud once and for all, so that we can have so that we can experience a form of tranquility in our land?
Oh, thank you very much. My take home now is I have to call out the Mr. President. Mr. President Bola Tinubu, you have been acting as president of the country. But there's one thing that is left that you have not been acting on, which is the Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces. These people, you should not take their issues with kid glove. Take it with a serious glove and bring these people to book. Get them, read them off from the radar of the peace in Nigeria. And it will help you a lot, my president. Get them rid off. You know how to get the job done, because you are still Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces. The President of Nigeria, you are acting that, right? But you have to have that other title, which is the Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces, to be working.
He has not been acting in that capacity.
Really.
Why has he not been acting?
I just don't know.
Is there any reason for that?
I just don't know.
Does it mean, because to me, I don't really know why the president is so cold. I expected him to have rising up to that challenge of taking proactive steps to see that this monster is confronted headlong, so that we can have a semblance of a sane society. We cannot continue like this. As long as we continue to explain this kind of challenges and without having any kind of a concrete move to stem the tide of these outlaws, then we begin to say, okay, the government is not really doing the right thing the way it ought to.
All right, straight to the comment section. Nathaniel Abu, my brother, no try visit Southeast on Mondays. So even schools and banks don't operate on Mondays. That's as regards what Ribadu said, that the sit at home in the Southeast is losing grip. All right, with a chima on this, Mr. Michael, I will give Kunle 500,000 naira this morning. Congratulations to you, Kunle. I will give Kunle 500,000 naira this morning if
condition. That's what. That is. Let's hear the if. Adam and if. There's Adam and if. There's if. Let's hear the if. There's Adam. There's if. So he has said the Adam's area. Let's hear the if.
Kunle, I will give you 500K this morning. If We want to hear the other.
Yeah.
Okay, if he can board a car to Imo State precisely on a Monday, if he reach there, let him use a taxi and move around for 1 hour. If he come back,
You see,
you are this. Where is the Nigeria? Now one person will finish.
You know what? Suicide mission, suicide mission. As you said it, suicide mission. But I'm not ready for suicide mission, right? I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
City Stand.